On the way this half hour, they are cocked, locked, and loaded. You know it's the holiday season when EPB fires up the holiday lights. We'll have a sneak peek of that. Also, Brock Insurance against PNC Construction. Who will win on this particular edition of the Red Kettle Challenge? We'll find out. And how to eat healthy during the holidays. It's Coach Maurice and My Best Me. All of that and more on the way this chilly Monday morning. Stick around with us and let's chat.
Welcome to Let's Chat, the Tennessee Valley's premier show focusing on lifestyle and entertainment with Jess Raby and Chip Chapman, bringing you smart shopping tips, community events, and the newest trends. Now, let's chat.
Good morning and thank you for joining us as we continue on this Monday. It is November 30th. Quite a big change we've had over the past few days, temperature-wise, and we're all wondering about the winter forecast. What does that hold? For that, we turn to the preeminent weather expert in the Tennessee Valley, our own chief meteorologist, Patrick Core. Patrick, good morning.
Good morning, Chip. Thanks for that compliment. I don't know if I'm deserving of it.
You absolutely are. This is year number 29 or 30 that you've been doing these longer-term fearless winter forecasts. Everybody wants to know what is in store for this particular winter. So let's begin with what you look for when you're formulating these longer-term forecasts.
Well, Chip, I look at what's happened over the last few months and the last 3 or 4 months. One thing that has been really characteristic is that the tropics have been very, very active. And when the tropics are active, that means we're in more of a La Nina weather pattern phase. And basically, the La Nina means that there's a cooling of the waters in the Pacific. And, you know, that directly affects the weather across a lot of the world. And for us, it gives us a more active tropical weather season, and then followed during the wintertime, it usually tends to produce drier and warmer weather for the southeast.
There are a number of things that you look at when you are formulating these forecasts each and every year. Is there anything maybe for this upcoming winter that you have kind of put on the back burner, or some things that you have kind of dropped from assembling the whole forecast for the next 90 days or so?
Normally, I like to look at snowpack on how far south that snowpack gets, but with this type of winter, the snowpack may be too far to the north to really affect us. So sometimes snowpack is a big deal, and last year it was because it allowed that cold weather to get into the Tennessee Valley more often, and it gave us those couple of snows that we had, and a lot of the kids enjoyed for the first time in a few years. I just don't know if that's going to be the case this winter.
All right. As far as the temperatures are concerned, as we get into meteorological winter, as you were explaining to us last week, what are you thinking as far as the raw numbers are concerned?
I think we're going to be warmer than normal. That doesn't mean we're not going to get cold. It's just warmer than normal. In fact, this week is going to be a cold week across the Tennessee Valley as we move into the first couple of weeks of December. It could be quite cold into parts of the east and southeast. But here's a general view as we take a look at this graphic, and notice a lot of that real cold air is kind of locked up into the north and west over the northern Rockies, even the northwestern part of the nation. As you head into the south and east, notice well above as you head toward the Gulf Coast and even above normal into the Tennessee Valley. So that's the current thinking, as it looks like it's going to be hard to produce these real massive cold air outbreaks to really set up and establish itself across the southeast. High pressure is going to be pretty strong off the southeast coast. And Chip, when you know you have high pressure off the southeast coast, you have more of a southerly flow, and that's going to continue to kind of keep us a little bit milder than normal. Although we will see different times during the winter to where you'll see some of these cold air outbreaks. I just don't think they're going to be as numerous as what we normally see.
You know, last year and even the year before that, we would have these cold spells, not just cold snap, but good cold spell that would last 3 or 4 days. And I guess when it finally relaxed a little bit, it made it feel all that colder for the next one. So what are you thinking about as far as low temperatures are concerned? And of course, all the kids want to know now, what's the possibility of a snow day?
Well, you have those possibilities, and I think we will have a couple of them just because of the mountain effect, and that affects even folks in the valley areas. But first of all, you were talking about the temperatures, and we really haven't gotten below zero the last several years, the last 10 or 12 years, and we've had a lot of these nights between 15 and 25 degrees, but we haven't had those super cold nights, Chip, as the afternoon highs have been real chilly, but that has been a theme of our winters the last 10, 15 years. Nothing really super cold at night, just staying really chilly during the daytime.
Right. And those cold spells or cold snaps that we have, that's beneficial as far as killing a lot of bugs and things of that nature. So we're running up against the clock, Chief Meteorologist Patrick Core, and I'm going to put you to the test on this one. If someone sees you in an elevator and has got your undivided attention for 60 seconds, what are you going to tell them about the winter season ahead?
Warmer than normal, and precipitation probably a little bit below normal. Here's a quick look at what we're looking at, Chip. Notice the southeast could be a great year for orange crops down in Florida and Louisiana, yeah. But for us, in a nutshell, the main jet will stay to the north, main track over the Ohio Valley, and what that means for us, probably less snow, but we could see 2 1-inch or greater snows in the valley, only 1 in Chattanooga, about 5 for the mountains, which you see a good bit more, but 1 mountain ice event, so probably not as much as last year, but don't give up hope. You can always see those surprise snows around the Tennessee Valley.
And one we had last year, I believe it was, where Saturday morning we woke up, there was 4 or 5 inches of snow on the ground. By 4 or 5 o'clock that afternoon, the sun was out, it had warmed up, and all the snow was gone. If you make that happen again, you'll be a hero.
Oh, my. I'll do my best. We'll see what happens in the next 3 months.
All right, Patrick, thanks so much for joining us, my friend. You can find out more about Patrick's fearless winter forecast. It's only a mouse click away. Check it out at WDEF.com. And we will be right back.